you sexy motherfuckers. Welcome back to Wrestling Forever. It's Billy Kirkwood, what's left of him, here with the #1 Celtic YouTube podcaster, our very own Ryan Fitzsimons. Let's not fuck about it. We're going to get straight into this. Let's talk some wrestling, Ryan. Let's talk specifically what has happened to WrestleMania. I've got the official graphic up here. There it is there.
Cool. Do you know what? I think more of this is down to Dwayne's business than anything else. I think, do you know what? My thought when you were just saying all of that there, Billy, was, isn't it just a testament of how kind of bland things are in actual wrestling at the minute that we're doing a specific podcast about the change of location at WrestleMania?
Man. Honestly, I spent a lot of time yesterday, for the first time in a while, actually getting quite excited about what was going on with AEW.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I've got to say, my attention had been slightly turned. Getting excited about the workhorseman coming back. Anyway, we can talk about that another time. The big news, if you haven't heard it already, is the location of WrestleMania 42 has changed. Now, this has happened in before, like it's changed arenas in the same city or the same state, but it's never changed location last minute that I'm aware of. And so this graphic now is very much out of date.
It's
WrestleMania 42 will no longer be in New Orleans. It has shifted back to Vegas. Yeah. Now, I don't know if this has been straight at the gate, right? I've been to 2 Manias in New Orleans. It's the reason I wasn't going last year. Sorry, this year, I should say. Well, next year. Well, not at all now, as it turns out. It's a great city for WrestleMania. We had WrestleMania 30 there. It was an iconic WrestleMania. Then back, of course, it's a great city. So this is not a slight on them having a third one there, but the fact that, like, was Vegas the only place that was available? Was this an emergency phone call? They haven't told us anything. What the fuck is happening? But then you've got people like my broadcast colleague here who was booked up and ready to go. Ryan, what are you thinking?
Well, I'm gutted, mate. I have a deposit down. I just got an email off the organisers actually like 20 minutes before we started recording.
Who are you going with, mate? Who are you going with?
It's through UK travel agents, Hayes Travel. They have a kind of sports wing called MVP.
Love it.
So we put down our deposits, nearly £1,000 in deposit just there. And we got an email basically saying off them, we've heard the rumours, you know the rumours. It looks like it's not going to be New Orleans. Rest assured, if you want your money back, you can have your money back. So I've not lost any money. It looks as though everything's going to be okay. Potential reorganisation coming up. They will handle all of that. Things will be repriced, whatever. But I'm gutted. I was absolutely buzzing to go to New Orleans, mate. I thought this was a really exciting one to do after Philadelphia a couple of years ago, especially after seeing Mania 30. Mania 34, maybe not as good, but 2 good Manias, 2 great stages, 2 great cities just to have the place in.
Mate, I level with you. Despite the fact that I've sat here and said I'm not going back for a third WrestleMania in New Orleans.
Yep.
I had started to drift off the fence. I had started to think like, but if I could get a flight and you know what I mean? I'd started to think like, it might be a bit of fun just to go. I think I'm going to know a lot of Brits go to New Orleans.
Yeah, it's one of these places that I've always wanted to go to New Orleans, right? And not to make this podcast all about myself, I'm pretty sure there's more people affected, more people that will care.
You're allowed to, mate. You're allowed to. You know,
but it's like New Orleans is Vegas is like one of the places that I'm like, but you can go to Vegas wherever. I feel like I needed a reason to go to New Orleans. This was my reason to go to New Orleans, and now it's just been ripped away from me. So we're hearing a lot of conflicting reports as to why this has happened. Yeah. This is very much a TKO type thing. This is, as you said, never happened before. We've heard stories about how maybe the location has changed close to the decision time. We heard last year that Vegas emerged as a late option, but this is the first time that like Mania has been announced. Take away the COVID year because that doesn't count. This is the first time that it's been announced in a location, and then they've just went, and pulled the rug from under it. So all I can say is, Billy, Vince McMahon would never.
Well, do you know something? It is such a weird thing because, like, what happened was there like a change. The boring shit, like, was there like a tax break that was withdrawn? Did someone ask for more money? But all these things should be in place and set before you announce the city. You wouldn't see that with the Super Bowl final. You wouldn't see that with any other big event, including UFC stuff. You just wouldn't fucking see it. AEW wouldn't change the state. Like, they just wouldn't change the state. They might change the venue, maybe, because they might downsize or they might upsize or whatever. I don't like this, man. This is a little bit of unnecessary fucking about a TKO. And like you said, there's going to be people that when that was announced went, brilliant, I'm putting my money down. I love the way I'd started looking at flights, came out of therapy session, not making this movie, came out of therapy session and thought,
fair enough.
I might go to Mania. I think I might just go to Mania. Me and my friend Chris Brooker went there a few years ago. We had a lovely time. Let's go and relive that and just be punters and have ourselves a great time. I don't know what's happened. Is it like that? Does there need to be repairs to the?
Well, let me jump into what they're apparently saying. First of all, I just think it reeks of unprofessionalism, and it doesn't surprise me. With TKO, we know that they seem to be very money orientated. Whatever they can do to break records and make as much money as possible, that seems to be coming before the fan nowadays. So, so there's been lots of conflicting reports from lots of different journalists. The original story broke through New Orleans, Louisiana.com, which is just a local kind of news publication, and one of their writers got the scoop essentially that, oh, by the way, we're not getting WrestleMania anymore. So apparently industry officials inside WWE are saying that there's just been a bigger bid put on the table from Las Vegas, and because of the success of last year, they want to follow up on that. But that isn't how it should work. You had your chance to bid. The bidding process should have been done and dusted.
The window was closed.
And New Orleans won the bid. So to rip it away from them, and apparently now we're hearing, so New Orleans will get something in return for this. They'll get WrestleMania at a later date. They'll get Money in the Bank 2026, we're hearing, as well, as a kind of, sorry, here you go, here's a pay-per-view for you. But I just think it reeks of total unprofessionalism, Billy. You wouldn't see as you touched on, you wouldn't see the NFL do this with the Super Bowl. You wouldn't see the Olympic Committee do this with the Olympic Games. You wouldn't see UEFA do this with the Champions League. This is the first time I can remember something like this happening without divine intervention, without a global pandemic, without a global catastrophe, without war breaking out or a natural disaster. I have never watched a major organization go, screw you, we're getting more money from somewhere else now, when a deal has been signed.
Or even transparency. Do you know what I mean? Like, but the thing is the transparency just so fucking ugly? Is it a case of like, Vegas are going to give us the place for fucking nothing? You know, and I get it. They're a business, they're a corporation. When that TKO deal happened, a lot of us were uneasy.
Yeah.
Like, let's come out and say a lot of us were uneasy. When we had the Netflix thing happening, it was still a whole bunch of us uneasy. And I'm going to come out and say it as we are not even a year into the Netflix era. There has been some stuff which has started giving me a little cause for concern. Now, you can turn around and go, 100%. Oh, this is just, you want this, you want that. Oh, that's just how it was in your day. Nobody understands the evolution of pro wrestling more than me as a fan. I'm a dedicated fan for a long, long time. And I will always love WWE and I will always love pro wrestling. However, I don't like shit like this. I don't like the fans being put second because they're the ones that pay the fucking bills. If Vegas have came in and went, who knows? Could be tax breaks. They could be getting the arena for free. For them to then go, all right, yep, you're getting that. Don't worry, New Orleans, we're going to give you this, we're going to give you that. Are you though? Or will another bid come on the table and send a bad message to any other arena, any other city that the Mania deal, the handshake, isn't as gold standard as it should be?
That's what I was going to say. It was always such a big deal when a city got WrestleMania, because alongside hosting WrestleMania itself, you get all the benefits of the tourism surplus, of the money being spent in and around your city. Does wonder, we heard what the Philadelphia local government came out and said that it was like the best event they'd essentially ever hosted a couple of years ago. The amount of money they made for the city and all that, it was great. But now, I mean, why would you as a mayor of a city even trust WWE to follow through when you see something like this? This isn't just a wee they're just moving it for the sake of it. This will have major ramifications moving forward, because I don't see people being able to trust the company again if they make this a regular habit. And it might be a one-off, but who's to say it is? There's no guarantee.
Hope it is. I really genuinely hope it is.
It comes off the back of like all these absurd ticket prices which we've seen, including the next UK run of shows, which for house shows, Billy, for house shows, they are charging over £100 for a ticket. Back in the day, the house shows were 20, 30 quid. You got to take your kids. Nothing major would happen in the show. It was a family-orientated show. There was nothing that was to do with the television product at that time. It was just fun. It was a good, cheap night out for you and the family. And now they're trying to milk it for 100 to 150 quid. What direction are we heading in under the TKO umbrella? I'm really worried.
Do you know, it was interesting. I don't know if you recall, we briefly had a chat, and I'm not dropping a name here. We briefly had a chat with Kenny Williams at the last ICW show, talking about Backlash very, very quickly over in, was it Backlash?
Yes, Backlash was the last
in
show.
France. Was in Europe, and the prices for that have gone up.
Yeah. Are you talking about Clash in Paris?
I'm talking about Clash in Paris.
Clash in Paris, that's the one. That's the one.
The price has really gone up for that. And again, I get it's a business, but when does it get too high? When does it just become all about money? And what happens when that figure goes down? It could. I mean, look at the financial instability. I can't believe we're talking about stuff like this, what we've seen over the last fucking 20 years. So what happens when that money goes down? The ticket prices go up? Like, how the fuck does that work? And also, I want to talk about something very important for Las Vegas. The Vegas Mania sucked. There, I've said it. It is across 2 nights. It was okay at best. At best. If you took all the good matches, put them on one card, you had a great card. Across the 2 nights sucked. I mean, a lot of money. I personally don't know if I would pay the money to be a fucking to see the superstars that we spec in the arena.
See, this is where I come in as the devil's advocate, and I'm going to use it points to. They can improve on that, and there's ways to do it. Number one, book a better fucking show, right? We all know that this year's WrestleMania, the build was flawed, the show itself was flawed. There was a lot that went wrong with the build up to this WrestleMania and the show itself. Number two, lower the fucking prices and get wrestling fans in that building. Don't get casuals. Don't get folk who know nothing about what's going on that just have a lot of money and decided to take the family out for a night. Get wrestling fans in there, make it cheaper, and just generally treat it more like WrestleMania than this TKO night out that it seemed to be this past WrestleMania. It was all about the after nightclub experiences. You could pay $6,000 for to go and eat with you. So it was all about the kind of
roast.
The roast. It was all about treat it like WrestleMania. I don't think that the location of WrestleMania necessarily needs to have a massive impact on the show itself. What matters is everything that goes in around that, and that goes for booking, it goes for treatment of the fans, it goes for pricing, it goes for everything else. Then you have a good WrestleMania. I'm hoping the reason, this is especially somebody who could be going, I don't know if I'm definitely going yet or not, but as somebody who could be going, I hope that the whole reason that they've decided to go with Vegas more than anything is to make up for the shit show that was this year.
It's an interesting theory.
I don't think it is going to be the case, but
it's an interesting idea. I just don't think they think that way.
Nah, they don't.
I just don't think anyone's going, I think you've nailed it. I think that's it. My main problem with that is one of the big complaints from people that I know that went in the UK and in the United States was just the price. Vegas is so expensive. And don't get me wrong, I also know people that went and had a fucking amazing time. They went and saw Penn and Teller when they touched down. They went and had burgers. They went and had just, a great time. I'm kind of on the fence of the 2-night event, to be honest. I have not been to a 2-night. Oh, have I? No, I have not been to a 2-night Mania yet. I have not been to a 2-night Mania yet. And I don't know, man. I don't know. I like the idea of you having that moment in time that's so fucking amazing. And then you go, well, I hope it's as good as this tomorrow.
I've only been to a 2-night. We're kind of different. You've only been to a 1-night Mania. I've only been to a 2-night Mania.
I think that's right. Do you know something? Chris Brooker be watching this and going, "You are so full of shit. We've been to a 2-night Mania."
No, because you've been to 30 and 34, haven't you? Both in New Orleans. They're both
quite confident. That's a 1-night Mania.
They were. The first 2-night Mania was 36 through COVID.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah.
So as somebody who went to a 2-night Mania, I liked it because personally it was like, oh, it's not finished yet. I've got to do this all again tomorrow. But I guess I was so lucky that I was given one of the greatest WrestleManias of all time. So I guess, you've got to weigh it up in terms of how it follows. But yeah, Billy, I'm just shocked, especially because I'm reading through some of the facts and figures just now. And just to gloss over them very quickly, WrestleMania 41 was very, very late, which was a problem. So for WrestleMania 42, they are now pushing it back another week. It was originally scheduled for the date. Can you throw up the dates you had on screen?
I can. Give me one second.
Quickly.
There you go.
So it's now being moved to the following week, which will line it up with the same dates essentially as what WrestleMania was this year, which is a big problem. They need to we saw the gap between the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. It was just too long. And they need to address that. But in terms of ticket sales, 41, record-breaking viewership, merch sales, sponsorship revenue, social media engagement, and to the New York Stock Exchange, they said it was the biggest WrestleMania in all time financially. The only thing that downfalls on the top of WrestleMania 34 and New Orleans is the fact that the Superdome it is the Superdome, isn't it? The Superdome in New Orleans is a much bigger stadium. 79,000 people can fit in there for WrestleMania, whereas the Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas is only in the region of 60 to 70,000. So they will lose out on that potential attendance that they could make bigger, but they'll make up for it with all the nonsense that goes on alongside it in Las Vegas.
Oh my God. I mean, you saw the machine that was, so going back to Mania 30, I remember going to Annex there and you could pick up like a WWE, an Eagle Wing, sorry, it's over there, like a WWE official replica one for maybe like $300. Why didn't I? It doesn't make any sense. For like $300. That same belt you are now going to be paying at Annex for easily $700 to $800. The exact same belt. T-shirts over there are coming in at like $70 or $80 now. They know how to make their money. Official Mania nachos. A friend of mine was over and sent me Mania nachos this year at a souvenir cup was $65. $65 for a plastic cup with WrestleMania 41 on it and just quite nice but expensive nachos.
But hold on. Bear with me. Fill the air.
No problem.
Fill the air for a moment.
Anyway, I'll tell you what's happening here.
Here is my souvenir cup.
Yeah, one of those.
That was $10.
$10.
$10 I paid for that.
But 65 is what he paid for nachos with that.
And welcome TKO.
Well, that's where it is, man. And without being a prick about it, let's make it about everyone else for a second. There's an opportunity here for AEW and lots of wonderful independent organizations, including TNA, around the globe to absolutely jump on this. The bubble, if everyone remembers, the big hot spot in wrestling around about 2015, 2016 was when the independent scene exploded. We gave the people what they want, and you can do it again. Like this could be, this is where we will start seeing independent companies having super shows again in front of 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 people because they're charging $20 a ticket.
Yeah.
And they know they're going to be covering their arse and they know they're going to be having a great show and making some money in merch. Of course, then WWE will come on and go like, well, we're shutting this down and we're going to sign up all your talents and what have you.
NXT Europe, well, hey.
Well, that got mentioned again this week. I couldn't help but notice. Fingers crossed. I actually, for what it's worth, I kind of hope it happens. But wouldn't it be great if we got there before them? I'm just chucking it out there. I believe NXT Europe will happen when I'm sitting at ringside eating my fucking, I don't know, what would it be in the UK? My fucking £100 jelly deals and fucking souvenir cup, because I guarantee you they won't do shows in Scotland, the fucking pussies.
£95 pucker pie, mate. £95 pucker pie.
Oh, man, a pucker pie. No, I feel bad for anyone that was looking forward to going to New Orleans. I hope they honor it because the people in New Orleans got fucked on that one. Vegas,
I hope there's like a monumental backlash that makes them go, okay, fine. Vegas can get 43 and we'll keep New Orleans for 42.
43.
I don't know, man. I don't
struggling.
Exactly. That's what I don't get. Like, how greedy can Ari Emanuel and TKO be? Because there is no way you can tell me that holding off for a year to put it back in Las Vegas is going to cost them millions when they're making record profits as it is.
Yeah. Turn around and tell us the logistics, everything was needed, wasn't in place.
Yeah.
Like, turn around and tell us the Superdome needs to have some work done on it. Just tell us. Don't tell us that Vegas put a better bid on. Like, because that's bullshit. Tell us the dates need to be shifted, and it didn't work out with New Orleans.
Yep.
So they're going back to Vegas, and they'll do the following one. That's where WrestleMania 43 is going to be, right?
Yep.
Instead of rumored Saudi and all that type of thing, which I really don't hope it's. And by the way, could everyone stop putting up a WrestleMania London graphic? It isn't happening. Like, it just fucking let it go.
There was that brief 10-minute period last night where it was like, oh, it's going to be an international location. And it's like, London. I was like, calm down.
It's not happening. Sorry, folks. It is not happening. But no, I think it's bullshit. I also, I don't like that being in the mix with everything that happened to Mania this year. It got rushed. It got all fucked about. And there he is again. And of course, there was big changes.
By the way, what a terrible year that bald clown has had. As Punk called him bald fraud. First of all, he inserts himself in a rivalry and ruins it.
And fucks off.
Then fucks off. Number two, he just comes in the first night of Raw on Netflix, bombs the whole fucking thing, and just destroys all the work that he'd done the year prior. And number three,
all these millionaires, give it up to all these billionaires, everybody. Aren't they working hard? Woo!
And number three, he stands in the middle of a ring in New Orleans, Louisiana, and tells everybody WrestleMania is coming back, and now they're taking it away. What a year Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's having, ladies and gentlemen.
Aye. So that who's making these fuck ups? Is this a board? Is this a person? Who's making these fuck ups? Because people will blame Dwayne, right? But as much as he's a part of the mix, he doesn't have the final say, right?
Yeah, the final say must lie with Ari Emanuel. Like
I'd imagine, or at least people that are around him.
Yeah.
And I'd imagine that Triple H just isn't getting a phone call and going, by the way, we've changed the location. He's plugged in there somewhere.
I can guarantee though that Triple H was probably helpless in all of this. Like I'd imagine. I just have a feeling that Triple H is on the receiving end of a we're moving this, and he has to go, oh, because at the end of the day, his job is chief creative officer.
I get that, but again, he must have. I'm not saying he was involved in the decision making process necessarily, but did something come to the table? Was there a meeting where he went, there's a problem with Mania, there could be a problem, or you've been given this much better package and offer, how do we handle this? Because then I would say from a marketing point of view or from a PR point of view, he's fucked it. He's fucked it.
Aye. I don't imagine he would have put up much of a fight, put it that way.
Nah, hey, look, he might have just other fucking fish to fry. Do you know what I mean? He's got like, what, I don't know, 8 hours of telly to look over, you know, about 80 writers, 100 wrestlers. Like, I'd imagine there's a lot going on in Triple H's world. So that's why I'm saying I'm not poo-pooing him being involved in the decision, but it might be he's involved in the acknowledging it. He's involved in the meeting where they said down. He might went, well, if that's the problem, let's go with Vegas.
Yeah.
You know, because they are looking for wrestling people to make this decision. It made the most money. He's the first one to put his glasses on and get out his wee bit of paper. After
I think at the end of the day,
we had record numbers. We had, blah blah blah.
That's a very good Triple H glasses impression, by the way.
Thank you. I hate it, by the way. It drives me nuts.
But there'll be no transparency. There'll be no transparency.
Nah, fuck it. And the thing is, it would be ugly. Because if we did come on TV tomorrow and went, yeah, the reason we moved back to Vegas was because of the money, man. I mean, we made the most amount of money at WrestleMania. Doesn't that get you excited, little boy in a t-shirt? Doesn't that get you excited, guy that's been working all week to bring his guys to bring his family to Monday Night Raw? Doesn't that get you excited? No, it fucking doesn't. It fucking doesn't, actually. That you're making billions and billions. Stop being so transparent on how much money you're fucking making and just do a fucking wrestling show. Because that's why we're there. We're not there for your stock portfolios. We don't give a fuck what bonuses you're taking. We're there to see the wrestling. Me and Ryan fell in love with wrestling. We didn't fall in love with fucking stock shares and all this kind of fucking bullshit. And who the fuck? I didn't even know who Ari Emanuel was fucking 2 years ago. And now I've got to sit through the cunt being in every fucking announcement you make or when you turn up at the stock exchange. Focus on the fucking wrestling. I don't want the CEO of Pepsi. The CEO of Pepsi, doesn't he come out and go, Hey, everybody. I hope you're really enjoying it. By the way, record shares this year. We've done fucking amazing. Every time you take a drink of a fucking ball. Like,
it's just the way the world, man. It's the same. It's, you know, just to bring real, like, kind of local real life back in. It's the same at, like, Celtic. You know, every year it's like, you know, here's our massive great records and blah. And I'm like, sign a player. We just want to see the football team. We just want to get our season books for a good price and watch the football. We don't care. And it's the same for WWE. And do you know what? Very quickly before we do end this, see all of the fucking bootlickers that exist on that IWC, they call it. Oh, look at the numbers. Look at the attendance records. And look, fucking stop sucking their dick. You're getting none of the money they're making. They have not paid you to fucking cheerlead.
And you're just feeding in to the advertising. See, every time they put up a million shares, or this social media coverage got this social media coverage got that. Every time they put that up online, I think, like, we do that.
Yep.
That we do that, and they sell advertising and they make money off that. We do that. What are we getting back? Our numbers, the ticket prices going up. Oh, you can get it on Netflix now. Yeah, and I know for a fact you made 10 billion off that.
10 billion without the bonuses.
Yeah, because fuck me, you told everyone, anyone that was above toddler age was fucking told how much money you made in that fucking deal. Yep. And then The Rock comes out Monday Night Raw. Imagine you were a wrestling fan for the first time ever, and the first thing you saw was the cunt that was the fucking Tooth Fairy or whatever fucking movie he was in coming out and then singing the praises of middle-aged white guys in fucking suits telling you how much. Imagine you were a fucking wrestler. Oh, Dad, I can't wait to see the wrestling. Can't wait to see the wrestling on Netflix. And that's what you got faced with. I'd be fucking embarrassed. I'd be embarrassed if I was a parent.
Welcome to modern age wrestling, Billy.
Well, I do still love it.
And that's why we'll never leave.
Right. Well, we'd love to hear what you think about this. Hey, it was a bit business orientated, but is it a worry? Is this the start of a new trend in pro wrestling, particularly with WWE? Are we going to see is there too much transparency? Or is there not enough? Tell us why you're moving, Mania. Please don't make any more of these mistakes, WWE. We would love to hear from you. And also, let's play devil's advocate. Where would you like WrestleMania to be? Where would you like it to be internationally? Do you want to go back to Orlando? We'd love to hear from you. You can hit us up in the comments wherever you watch this video. And of course, make sure Ryan's got a very busy summer coming up as well. Because not as well as my boys hitting the road, he also going to be a big busy summer for Celtic, I imagine. There's going to be a lot of moving and shaking now the season's done.
Of course, it's the busiest part of the year, Billy. I can't wait.
And I think that video that went viral of you falling through that bus stop from the celebrations the other way, I thought it was shocking. I thought that was shocking. I mean, I was happy to see you having a good time. Oh, and congratulations on making your debut at Parkhead. Well done, mate. Well done.
It went terribly, but let's pretend that it went okay.
You got managed by Chris Sutton. That's going to be worth something.
Well, I got managed by Chris Boyd, actually.
Oh, fuck. I don't know anything about football, and I know that's pish. Right, okay. We'll see you the next time on Wrestling Forever. Bye-bye.